everyone, welcome back to my channel Tutelage, a guide to learner. Here, this is Sriparna. I hope all of you are doing good. So today we are going to explain one of the most important topic from the chapter Educational Technology, that is ADDIE Model and Assure Model, and what is the difference between ADDIE Model and Assure Model. So in my last session we have already discussed some important topics from the same chapter. So if you have missed my previous session, so just go and check my first comment and my description box where the previous session link is already given. So just go and check it once. Okay. So basically, Assure model is a instructional design model which was modified to be used by teacher in a regular classroom, and this model was developed by Robert Gagne. Okay. So Assure model is also a instructional design model as well as the ADDIE model, but ADDIE model is used by the developers, and on the other hand, Assure model is used by the teachers or and developers in the regular classroom in the teaching learning process, and that is the basic differences between ADDIE model and Assure model. That is the difference between two types of instructional design model. I think this is clear what is the difference between ADDIE model and the Assure model. Okay, basically Assure model helps to teachers uh, for designing, developing, writing lesson plan and improving the total teaching learning situation, teaching learning environment. So now going to the acronym of the Assure model. So going to the acronym part of the Assure model. So the first word A from the Assure, from the word Assure. So A basically indicates analyze learners. Okay, because it is basically related in a normal classroom or normal or regular classroom. Second one, that is ACE. ACE is basically stands for states objectives. Okay. Third one, that is second, is which indicates select methods, media and materials. Okay. The fourth one, that is U. U basically stands for utilizing different types of method, media, materials, technology, etc. Okay, uh, so U stands for utilizing methods, media and materials. Okay, now going to the last two letters, sorry. We have already told R stands for require learner participation, and the last letter of the word assure, that is evaluation. Okay, so now going to the detailed discussion on the different phases of assure model. Okay, so here we can see the first stage, that is analyzing learners. Okay, so in this stage, teachers are analyzing learners' prior knowledge, skills, spatial capabilities, general capabilities, and learning style, etc. Okay. We have already discussed ADDIE model is basically used by developers in developing different kinds of learning materials, learning courses. But on the other hand, in the Assure model, basically it is used by teachers for organizing different kinds of instructional procedures in the regular classroom setup. Okay, so now coming to the second phase, that is stating objectives. Okay, so statements of objective, that means what students will be able to do in future. Okay, so basically it may be derived from needs assessment, evaluation, curriculum guide, syllabus, etc. Okay, so Assure model basically follows the ABCD learning objective. So what do you mean by a ABCD learning objective? So A stands for audience. Okay, okay, what the learner or teachers is doing. Okay, so now going to the next letter, that is B. So B basically stands for behavior. Okay, so that means what is the behavior of the teacher or learner. Third one, that is C. C basically indicates for condition. Stands for condition. Okay, so basically statement of objectives should be conditioned under observed performance. And now going to the last letter, that is D. So D stands for degree. Degree basically indicates a standard by acceptable performance of the learner. Now coming to the third phase, and third phase is selecting methods, media, materials, and which is basically used in the normal classroom setup. Okay, so now going to the fourth one, that is utilizing methods, media, materials, and there is basically 5 P's. That means the first P, that is preview the materials, second P, that indicates the prepare the materials, third one prepare the environment, the fourth one prepare the learner, and the last one, that is providing effective learning materials. Okay, so now going to the fifth phase, that is R. So R stands for requiring learners participation, and which is one of the most important phase in the Assure model. But because without learner participation, the effective teaching learning process is incomplete. Okay, so that's why learner participation is mandatory in the Assure model. Because Assure model helps the teacher to organize the instructional procedure in the normal classroom setup. So we have already told the ADDIE model is basically developed for developing different kinds of learning materials, course design, etc. And basically it is used by the developers, programmers, and the training specialists, etc. But the Assure model is used by teachers. Okay, so why, what is the purpose of the Assure model? Because teachers teachers are using this process for organizing instructional procedure in the normal classroom setup, or the or in the teaching learning process or environment. So I think this is clear. So now coming to the last phase, that is the evaluating entire process and revise. So which is also one of the most important phase of the Assure model, because without evaluation we don't have any information, we don't have any feedback, what is the learner's outcome and etc. So feedback is important. Okay, learner, what is the advantage of Assure model? So basically Assure model helps to know more details about learning materials, learners objectives, participation, evaluation, revise, selecting different types of media, methods, materials, utilizing these materials, etc. So basically it is called a more detailing method, and that's why it is one of the most important advantage of the Assure model. And now going to some disadvantages of Assure model, and here we can see the first one, Assure model is time consuming and it works based for the complex project. So that's why called Assure model is called the complex method also. And now going to the third one, and it has limited creativity, because Assure model gives educators or teachers step-by-step instruction for developing lesson plan, for creating lesson plan, for selecting media, methods and materials, etc. So that's why it has limited creativity. Okay, so now going to the last one. So here we can see there is a great amount of research needed. So without a great amount of research, Azure model is incomplete. So that's why it is one of the most important disadvantage of Azure model. I think the ADDIE model, Azure model, and what is the basic differences between ADDIE and Azure model, all are clear to everyone. We are done for the today's session. If you like my video, so do not forget to like, share and comment, and please do some support and subscribe my channel for getting more useful session, and please press the bell button for getting notification as soon as possible from my side. I will come again with a new topic, new session. So till then, stay tuned, stay connected with me. Happy learning, keep commenting. Thank you.